Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight, we wrap up Week 11 with a good Monday nighter between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. 23 yards the pickup there. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Winston connecting with Howard, and he's taken down inside the 30. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
On 2nd and 9, Winston looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Here's Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind them.
And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Jameis to throw it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. O.J. Howard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games. And
point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. He may try and run for this. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake, Winston. And this one caught by Cameron Brain. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Winston, the offense, with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Winston now finding Godwin, complete. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go back to the ground with Jones. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The former LSU Tiger Dante Jackson on the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Winston now. And he finds Howard, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 19.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Throwing on third down, Newton. On the move to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. A first down throw for Winston. And break, the tight end's got it. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
You can't block. Wait. Undercut. Right there.
To throw, Winston. He completes it to Evans. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. And you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Here's Winston. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. Winston. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10.
Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Mike 45. 1 yard. Go, go, go.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So we have reached halftime here, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter.
And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. To throw again on 2nd down. Newton looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Throwing on 2nd down. Winston. That's caught by Howard. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Winston. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Here's Gay now to add the extra point.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Airing it out for Olsen. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll go again to Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Let's go now.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 14. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
I can't believe
They'll run on first down. Jones. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Now Winston. And that is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Newton. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Right to the 3. Get that quarterback, D-line.
Out of the gun, Newton. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. He may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
Here's a 1st down throw. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Newton throwing again. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Tampa Bay defense coming back out now. That big play last time they were out there. It looked like they might give up points. Instead, they got the fumble recovery, and it led to a touchdown.
And on their side of the field, perfect time to get that done. But you're skeptical about it happening because it appeared that a pretty good drive was occurring. They were able to stop it and take the ball and put it in the other direction.
Turnover, the defense's best friend. A takeaway, the defense's best friend. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Newton. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Newton. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first. Throwing again on second down. Newton looking for the tight end Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
You got him.
Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Perry comes flying in for the sack. They're looking to throw this. Winston. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's out right at the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Right there, 54 Mike. Army. Let's go.
On 1st down, it's Jones. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do